Alright, before we start this video, I just want to thank Jello Winter for giving me the Cernos Prime for my birthday. That was a really, really nice birthday gift. And I also want to thank Shadow Dragon for giving me the Greater Xenoric lens that I've needed for my birthday. So thank you guys for the birthday gifts. That day was made a hell of a lot better because of you two. Thank you. Alright, hey guys, it's me again. You know who I am. And today, this is the video guide on like all the viable DPS frames you can use on Berehynia. A lot of people prefer Saryn, but I found her to be way too inefficient with her because you just have to spam one all the time, and obviously that's gonna hurt your fingers and stuff like that, sort of. So I just want to give you like a quality, like a good frame replacement for Saryn. That's like decent DPS on Berehynia as well. So first up, we have Rhino, and Rhino's stomp ability is really, really good. Rhino's a good frame, or great frame for DPSing in general on Berehynia because his range is quite high, and he can cover B and D very, very well. He has great survivability with his iron skin, and he can even buff himself if need be. Just say the buffer gets a little lazy, he can totally just buff himself. All right, so here's the build I have going on for Rhino. Rhino's super duper effective, and I'd recommend him to a lot of people over Saryn if you're gonna go with DPS. The build I have right now has a couple former on it. However, you can easily drop vitality and fleeting expertise for and that will make a zero former build. The only thing is your duration's a little high than you need it to be, because you want to have the lowest duration possible, because once the enemy is hit by your stomp ability, and if they survive, they'll be CC'd and they cannot take another hit from stomp until stomp is over, the initial stomp is over. So you're gonna want to have as little duration as possible so you can kill as fast as possible. Then we got Hydroid. Hydroid really surprised me, and you're probably thinking this is a joke, but he's really good. So what you can do with Hydroid is, so Hydroid's Tentacle Swarm does finisher damage, and that means that auras will not buff it, and corrosive projection will not matter at all, which is nice, which means you could probably get away with having 2 leeches, or even like maybe 2 DPSs. You like, Hydroid offers so much versatility when it comes to DPS frames. The only problem I found with Hydroid is that he's squishy. I had a 0 forma build on him. If you put forma to him, like, survivability isn't going to be an issue. And also thing I found is that I don't know what the optimal range is for his Tentacle Swarm to be accurate, because I tried it with no range, I tried it with a lot of range. It's just he has a accuracy problem. Like with 190 range here, you can basically cover an entire point, but the thing is you can't control where the tentacles are going to pop up from. So that's one thing to keep an eye out for. Notably, he has very good synergies with other DPS for like other frames, and he has a lot of synergy with almost every single frame you can have. So even the leeches can be very used. Like a Chroma could have, say, if he's trying to level his Chroma, he could just use Effigy and he could CC all those enemies on that point, and then Hydro could just spam Tentacle Swarm and kill all of them, and so they don't actually lose the tower. I've also ran Hydroid with Mesa, and Mesa can kind of solve Hydroid's accuracy problem, because it's like he can clear people off of a point, but it can't, like, it doesn't always reliably clear people off of the console. But Hydroid's really good. You don't even need a buffer to run him at all, which is really nice, and CP doesn't do anything for him. But a buffer is just like an extra added bonus, but he really does not need it. Oh, I tried Volt. Volt I didn't like too much, but he can do work. It's just the thing. He's not nearly as fast as any of the other friends because he has a 4-second hard lock on his ultimate ability, and that's kind of annoying. But he's very EV friendly. Hydroid is also very EV friendly too. Rhino, he's not too EV friendly. Limbo can just clear everyone and everything. He's probably the fastest DPS who can just destroy the entire map on this list here. The only issue is he's not very EV friendly, and he can literally just snap his fingers and a fucking entire platoon of Grenier are wiped out. And yeah, he DPSs too fast. So EVs need to have a really good EV, or it might even be worth it just to banish EV so she doesn't do any damage. And that could work. I haven't tried it, but that could definitely work. Mirage, her 4th ability actually has a lot of range, but you need her to capture A and D instead of B and D, just like Hydroid. With that said, like, she can cover A and D very well. The range is enough to cover both points while traveling. And what you're going to do with her little disco ball there is be on that one platform right above D, and then just throw it to A. That'll work wonders, and you'll be able to DPS very well. The only thing is, you probably want to throw in a couple Forma on her to give her some more efficiency, and that way she won't have to use require EV nearly as much. Frost is also really good, because just like Rhino, his abilities cost about the same as Rhino. He has the same energy pool as Rhino, and his freeze of his 4th ability also has a armor debuff, which is really nice. So if the guy doesn't die in the first hit, he will almost always die in the second hit, and rarely you get 3rd or 4th unless there's like a prosecutor or like an Eximus trying to resist the damage, and that'll probably set you back a little. But even then, I tried Mesa. She didn't work out at all. The test was a pretty bad failure. The thing is, it's just the blur. They added a lot of blur to Mesa's Peacemaker now. It didn't used to be nearly as high as it used to, but it's too much, and her range can't reach A. She might be able to reach B, but her range is a little too short for her to cover both 2 points. So we tried Mag, and Mag is great. Obviously, if you put more Forma into her build, you can actually probably get there's room in this build to put either a Fracturing Crush, which debuffs the enemy's armor by 50%. So just like Frost's 4th ability, give you that armor debuff, and it holds them in place based on duration. And also, or you could get, if you don't trust your Trinity, or you have trust issues trusting people and stuff like that, then instead you're gonna want to Forma and put in Greedy Pull. Because you're gonna want to, because what Mag has to do is pull in and then crush, and then pull and then crush, and sort of rinse and repeat. But yeah, definitely she needs EV. And Nezha works really well. The problem is he needs Forma almost right off the bat, because he doesn't have the energy capacity to do his cast more than once. Most of the builds on this and these guys are basically the same. The only one that differs is Hydroid, and just because it's just finding the optimal range for him is kind of very difficult. Excalibur is the only physical damage dealer we had do a successful test, and what he also has the benefit of being able to benefit from from weapon damage buffers like Frost, like Ember, and if you have Ember with Flash Accelerant and the Fireball Augment, he'll not only have like a ton of fire damage, he also won't need to have natural talent on his build, basically making it so you won't have to even use Forma on Excalibur. I have a 3 Forma build on my Excalibur, and if you're using Excalibur Prime, this is a no Forma build. We also, of course, we tried Banshee and Equinox. Those two are generally the most popular alternatives to saryn, and Banshee doesn't get a lot of kills, not nearly as much as Hydroid. In fact, Hydroid gets more kills than her. The thing is, Banshee isn't too EV friendly. Sort of the same problem with Limbo, is just this DPS, and just since she staggers on almost every hit, she's gonna just push everyone back into the spawn. It's gonna be hard to EV. Then I actually decided to test saryn, and I decided to go use try the miasma build out. And Miasma only has a range of 35, so that didn't work. But what ended up working is just using that same build, but with spores, and the spores almost insta-kill everyone, which is interesting because I've seen a lot of builds that don't have nearly as much power strength as I had on this build, and they are very, very spam heavy. This one, if you have just optimized for power strength and range and just a little duration, this will probably be it's pretty good, but it's not. You won't have to spam spore as often with this saryn build. Yeah, and then Equinox, as long as he's getting buffed, he'll insta-kill anybody within the B and D range. So that's also very good alternative. He does finisher damage just like Hydroid. He's good all around, and he can buff himself as well if need be. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.